Welcome to Cape Town News. Today is Sunday, the 23rd of March 2025, and in case you missed it, here's a recap of the top stories that made headlines in the Western Cape this past week. Cape Town is hosting the 14th International Water Association (IWA) Conference on Water Reuse and Reclamation this week, bringing together global experts, policymakers, and industry leaders to tackle water security challenges. Running from March 16th to 20th, the event focuses on sustainable water management and reusing water in urban areas, an urgent topic given the Western Cape's vulnerability to climate change. Discussions will center on overcoming regulatory barriers, financing water projects, and technological innovations in water recycling. Cape Town's own planned water reuse scheme, aimed at purifying wastewater into potable water, will be highlighted as a model for future drought resilience. Deputy Mayor Eddie Andrews emphasized the city's commitment to diversifying its water supply, stating that efforts to secure Cape Town's water future are crucial amid growing climate unpredictability. The conference also features delegations from Australia, Singapore, and the US, which have successfully implemented large-scale water reuse programs. The goal is to explore strategies that can ensure water security for Cape Town and beyond. Cape Town has become a top destination for digital nomads, attracting remote workers from Europe and the US looking for a scenic and affordable work base. But this influx is driving up rental prices, making housing unaffordable for many locals. Neighborhoods such as Sea Point, Green Point, and Observatory have seen rent prices soar by over 30% in the past year, according to property analysts. Short-term rentals, popular among nomads, have also reduced the availability of long-term housing, leading to tensions between landlords and tenants. Residents argue that gentrification is pushing locals out of their own communities, while the city of Cape Town has defended the economic boost digital nomads bring through spending on tourism, co-working spaces, and restaurants. Experts suggest the need for policy interventions to balance economic benefits with housing affordability, such as short-term rental regulations and incentives for local home ownership. The Western Cape Department of Infrastructure has formally requested an explanation from the National Department of Human Settlements following a decision to cut 300 million rand from the province's housing grant allocation for the 2024/25 financial year. This reduction, from an initial budget of 1.987 billion rand, has raised significant concerns regarding its potential impact on ongoing and planned housing projects. The Department of Infrastructure had submitted an adjusted business plan in September 2024, which was approved in January 2025. However, following a recent Division of Revenue Act adjustment, 179 million rand in existing project payments have been placed on hold. Opposition parties and civil society organizations have also weighed in, demanding greater transparency from the national government. Critics argue that budget reallocations could delay critical housing developments, impacting thousands of families awaiting homes in the Western Cape's growing urban centers. Simmers confirmed that the Department of Infrastructure is actively engaging legal and financial advisors to explore ways to reverse the budget reduction and secure alternative funding. Meanwhile, the province is urging the National Department of Human Settlements to provide a full breakdown of the decision-making process. Golden Arrow Bus Services has made history by introducing South Africa's first large-scale electric commuter bus fleet in Cape Town. The company unveiled its first 20 fully electric buses as part of a 380 million rand sustainable transport initiative, with plans to expand the fleet to 120 electric buses by the end of 2025. The electric buses will operate on key commuter routes, including Mitchell's Plain, Belleville, Wynberg, and the Cape Town CBD, allowing thousands of daily passengers to benefit from a quieter, smoother, and eco-friendly ride. Each vehicle is equipped with fast charging technology and can cover up to 300 kilometers per charge, significantly reducing fuel costs and emissions compared to traditional diesel buses. Commuters have responded positively, praising the initiative for its modernization of Cape Town's public transport system, while environmental groups have called for further investments in sustainable mobility. As Cape Town moves towards a greener future, the Golden Arrow electric fleet represents a significant step in reshaping urban transport. A landmark conservation effort has been reached to protect the critically endangered African penguin. South African authorities, conservationists, and the fishing industry have agreed to establish no fishing zones around 6 major breeding colonies, an essential move as the penguin population has declined to fewer than 10,000 breeding pairs. Without intervention, scientists predict the species could face extinction by 2035. A court-sanctioned agreement will prohibit sardine and anchovy fishing within a 12-mile radius of key breeding colonies, including Robben Island and Bird Island. The closures, set for 10 years with a review after 6 years, aim to restore fish stocks and secure the penguins' food supply. Conservationists have praised the move, but caution that more efforts are needed. They highlight threats such as climate change, oil spills, and habitat destruction as additional challenges facing the species. Nikki Stander of Sankob emphasized that while the fishing restrictions are a step in the right direction, comprehensive strategies must be implemented to ensure the African penguin's survival. Fishing industry representatives have acknowledged the necessity of conservation, but argue that a balanced approach is crucial to protect the livelihoods of those dependent on the fishing sector. The South African government has welcomed the agreement, citing it as a demonstration of its commitment to biodiversity protection while maintaining economic sustainability. The town of Langebaan has been left in shock after a violent altercation at a local school rugby match resulted in the fatal stabbing of a 17-year-old spectator. The Western Cape rugby teams, Langebaan Rugby Football Club, RFC, and St Helena Bay RFC were playing on Saturday, March 15th, when the incident occurred at the Langebaan Sports Grounds, where families, students, and supporters had gathered for what was expected to be a friendly competition. According to eyewitnesses, tensions flared between 2 groups of teenagers on the sidelines. What began as a heated verbal exchange quickly escalated into a physical confrontation. Reports suggest that the victim attempted to de-escalate the situation when he was suddenly attacked by an individual wielding a knife. Emergency services were called to the scene, but despite paramedics' efforts, the teenager succumbed to his injuries before reaching the hospital. Police have confirmed that a 16-year-old suspect has been arrested in connection with the stabbing. Preliminary investigations indicate that the altercation may have been gang-related, though authorities have not ruled out other possible motives. Authorities have asked anyone with additional information to come forward to assist in the ongoing investigation. The Cape Independence Advocacy Group has intensified efforts to lobby for the Western Cape's secession, taking its campaign to the United States in a bid to gain diplomatic and financial backing. The movement, which has long advocated for provincial independence, argues that the Western Cape has a distinct cultural and economic identity separate from the rest of South Africa. In a letter addressed to President Cyril Ramaphosa, the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, and Premier Alan Winde, the Cape Independence Advocacy Group formally announced its intention to engage with US policymakers and raise awareness about their cause. The group is calling for the Western Cape government to hold an independence referendum, and if their request is denied, they plan to conduct a private vote to gauge public support. Government officials, however, have dismissed the move as politically unrealistic. The Department of International Relations and Cooperation has criticized the plan, stating that South Africa's sovereignty is non-negotiable and warning that any attempts to lobby foreign nations could be considered unlawful interference in domestic affairs. Despite this, secessionist sentiment has been growing in the province, fueled by concerns over service delivery failures, crime, and economic mismanagement at a national level. Supporters argue that the Western Cape contributes significantly to the national GDP, yet receives disproportionately low returns in state funding. 2 suspects have been arrested following a multi-province investigation into an ATM fraud syndicate that illegally withdrew R7 million from machines across the Western Cape. According to Hawk's spokesperson, Lieutenant Colonel Avele Fumba, the 35-year-old and 38-year-old suspects used custom-built software to bypass security measures at Fidelity Cash Solutions ATMs. One of the criminals allegedly posed as a security guard, carrying a rifle to create the illusion of legitimate ATM servicing while hacking into the machines. A breakthrough in the case came when investigators tracked the suspects to a guest house in East London. A police task force intercepted them on the N2 highway, leading to their arrest. A search of their vehicle uncovered key evidence, including a laptop containing fraudulent ATM access software. The suspects are due to appear in the East London Magistrates Court today before being transferred to the Western Cape to face charges of fraud, theft, and digital banking crimes. Wesgro, the official tourism, trade, and investment promotion agency for the Western Cape, has stepped up efforts to increase international tourist arrivals, this time by targeting 2 key regions, China and North America. In a multi-pronged approach, Wesgro welcomed the first Chinese tourist group under the Trusted Tour Operator Scheme this past week. This national visa facilitation initiative enables approved Chinese and Indian travel groups to access simplified visa processing, allowing quicker and easier travel into South Africa. The visitors spent their time touring prominent Cape attractions, from Table Mountain to the Cape Winelands. Simultaneously, Wesgro ran a virtual roadshow campaign aimed at American and Canadian travel agents, showcasing the province's diverse attractions, safety credentials, and travel infrastructure. The goal is to position Cape Town and the Western Cape as a top-tier long-haul destination for the Northern Hemisphere. The Western Cape government has endorsed the push, noting the importance of diversified tourism flows to buffer against regional instability and currency volatility. The initiatives form part of the broader air access strategy, which also focuses on improving international flight connectivity through Cape Town International Airport. With early signs pointing to recovery, officials remain hopeful that 2025 could mark a new era of sustained international tourism growth in the province. In a heartwarming display of compassion and grit, Olivia Farinha, a grade 7 pupil, raised a remarkable 20,044 rand for animals in need by completing the grueling 109-kilometer Cape Town cycle tour in support of the Domestic Animal Rescue Group. Riding for a cause close to her heart, Olivia undertook the challenge to support DARG, a non-profit, pro-life animal welfare organization based in Hout Bay. The organization rescues, rehabilitates, and rehomes abused, neglected, and abandoned cats and dogs. It also provides essential support to lower-income communities like Imizamo Yethu and Hangberg, helping to give vulnerable animals a second chance at life. Darg described Olivia's feat as an act of incredible generosity and determination, especially from someone so young. Her fundraising campaign received overwhelming support from friends, family, and local sponsors, each backing her per kilometer pedaled. Her story is a shining reminder that even the smallest among us can make a powerful impact, one pedal at a time. Premier Alan Winde has shared encouraging progress following the first 2025 meeting of the Western Cape Integrated Energy and Water Council, detailing the province's path toward long-term energy and water resilience. Significant strides have been made in municipalities such as Hesequa, where a 10-megawatt solar project in Riversdale is underway to eliminate reliance on Eskom, and in Cape Town, where the city has opened its grid to independent energy traders through a new electricity wheeling program. Winde says this signals a turning point in diversifying and decentralizing energy generation across the province. Energy projections show that an additional 1,000 megawatts of non-Eskom power will be added this year alone, with the Western Cape targeting 5,700 megawatts by 2035, aiming to become a net exporter of renewable energy by 2032. On the waterfront, the Western Cape Water Resilience Strategy is targeting 341 million cubic meters of annual water supply by 2035. This includes conservation initiatives, infrastructure upgrades, and augmentation projects in drought-prone regions. The province leads the country in lowest water loss, according to the 2023 Blue Drop report. However, Premier Windy criticized NERSA's 12.74% electricity tariff hike, calling it unaffordable and damaging to households and municipalities. Questions have arisen over the unusual decision to host the Jocelyn Smith kidnapping trial in a community hall in Saldanha Bay rather than a traditional courtroom. Authorities have since confirmed that this decision was made for both logistical and public interest reasons. Saldanha has no local court facility, with the nearest being in Vredenburg, around 16 kilometers away. Given the high-profile nature of the case and the significant emotional investment from the community, the court moved the matter closer to home. Presiding Judge Gayat Salihlof explained that it was in the interest of justice to ensure community members had access to the proceedings. The residents of Saldanha have shown unwavering support for Jocelyn's family since her disappearance. Many simply cannot afford daily travel to Cape Town, she noted. The White City Multipurpose Centre was selected following safety checks and a joint inspection by police, court officials, and municipal staff. Modifications have been made to accommodate legal proceedings, including security protocols and AV installations. The trial, which resumes on Monday, the 25th of March, has drawn nationwide attention. 4 individuals, including Jocelyn's mother, remain in custody. The Western Cape can expect a warm and mostly sunny Monday, the 24th of March. In Cape Town, the morning will start at around 17 degrees Celsius, with light cloud cover over the peninsula. By late morning, skies will clear with sunshine dominating through the afternoon, and temperatures reaching a high of 25 degrees Celsius. Winds will pick up slightly from the southeast, averaging 25 to 30 kilometers per hour, especially in coastal suburbs like Mosenberg and Louwbergstrand. By evening, the temperature will cool to 18 degrees, and skies will remain mostly clear. Ocean swells will range between 1.6 and 2 meters, with relatively calm surf along False Bay and moderate swells along the Atlantic side. High tide is expected shortly after 9 a.m. and again near 9:30 p.m., with low tide occurring early morning and mid-afternoon. Overall, it's a perfect day for outdoor activities, with little to no chance of rain. With that, we conclude today's bulletin, and now you know what's happened in your city this week. Thank you for watching Cape Town News. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. We appreciate your support. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe, informed, and connected.